Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. It's raining. Today I want to talk about foreigners in the Philippines. There's quite a few guys that their extensions have exceeded the 3 years, and I talked about this before, and they're asking for, the letter of reconsideration. There's a representative, a lady from Congress, that's actually submitting a bill to help out the foreigners that are past the 3 years to offset some of the fines and requirements that are needed. And so I'll put the link in here of this. The thing that what happens is a lot of times, as you know, you're here, you didn't say you wasn't planning on getting married, you end up getting married. And you said, well, I'll just keep my visa the same. I'll see how the relationship goes first for a while. And I'll see how everything is. And then once that is done, I'll make a decision whether or not I need to, upgrade to 1380, things like that, because we're married now. What happens is, in other instances, well, you just didn't get married, and you're not planning on getting married, and you don't have any plans on getting married at all. That happens also. But if you're up to the 3 years, they're requiring that you, leave the country. Some are saying that they're staying a little longer than 3 years because they're just paying the fines and the fees accordingly, and so they can stay a little longer. When will it change? I have no idea. It's one of the things that, it's up to them. It's like U.S. When will it change there on how they're going to do things? There's a lot of things going on in the U.S. that I'm not happy with. There's nothing I can do about it. And even if I was there, there's nothing I can do about it. You voice your opinion about it, but they're like anything else. You're one of, you need millions and millions to change things. So, but here, for example, if you're one of 300,000 still here in the Philippines that are foreigners, especially foreign Americans and things like that, a lot of the Chinese and a lot of the Koreans have already gone back to their countries because they're past the 3 years. So what do you do in that instance? The thing is just a plan for the future. Expect the unexpected. So even though you can't go, my friend went back last week. His name is, I'm not going to say his name because he didn't give me approval, but he went back last week, back to the U.S. He sold everything, came here, was planning on getting married, but the lady he was going to marry was not the one that he thought he was talking to on the time he was talking to him on WhatsApp and everything. In other words, she changed. So he ended up not getting married. He ended up staying here, just kind of living life, having a good time, traveling around. Just never did meet anybody that really piqued his interest, but he loves the country, he wants to stay here. I really enjoyed it, and he ended up meeting a couple of nice girls, was in the process of dating, but he's just not going to just jump into a relationship to be in a relationship, right? So he left and went back to the U.S., but his things, he spent all his money, what money he had, he just lives on retirement. Has little savings, but he's going back to the U.S. He said, I'm going to go back to the U.S. about $3-4 grand. What's that going to do? And I said, because he was kind of living high on the hog here. So he says, what do I do? And so if I have $5 grand, if I have 10 grand, so that means I have to start all over. I have to get a car or a vehicle, go find a place. I might have to get a job. Be 65. I might have to get a job, or just live in a van. So he's in just a bad situation. He's not happy. He said he quit drinking, and now he quit drinking when he came here. There's no need in it. There was not, in other words, he had pleasure every day. He didn't need it. Now he said, I'm going to go back to the U.S. So what do? There's no answer. There's no answer. I get quite a few emails asking the questions. I'm here past my 3 years. What do I do? I went on a reconsideration. They said, okay, pay these fees and fines, but you have to leave within this period of time. Once you pass a certain time, you can stay here, but you're going to have to leave eventually. You're going to have to, and they set a deadline. So instead of him going and paying all these fines and fees and things like that, he went ahead and left. So what do you do, right? So there's quite a few here that's paying whatever the fines are. There's different numbers depending on their fines and fees and things like that. Some that are already married happened to be on a tourist. I can name at least 7 vloggers that I know of right now that was married and just never did change it. It was just, they just gave me an excuse to go out, to go to town and get some coffee and everything else. And now they're on 13As, or in the process of getting 13As, or now under the probationary period, or now seeking 13A visa. So it is something that they were planning on doing. They just didn't do it, but now they have to do it because of the situation that they're under. So what do? I have no answer to that. But I'm doing this video. A lot of guys are saying, does anybody have any news? And I'm doing this today. One of my friends did a video yesterday, and he said that there's a representative up in Bohol that's seeking Congress for to seek relief for foreigners that are here past their time frame to help do that. But as you know, getting something on Congress, it could take a month, it could take a year before it gets passed. But what do the people do? It's going to take longer than a month. It'll take probably a year before we get that passed. Let's say rush it through, rush the bill through. You'll have to get a lot of people in Congress to pass that. So what do you do in between time for the 6 or 8 months until they do open it up? And as what I can tell now, as it's going on right now, does it seem like it's going to open up today, this month, next month? Right now, as it seems, they're not going to open it up till, if anything, to the second quarter of this year, a start of the second quarter. Right now, I don't foresee it. It seems like even now, to travel, I had to get off the bus yesterday many times to go through checkpoints. And the checkpoints are to check your health, to make sure, just checkpoints, okay? So I said to myself, and that Ruth has got to go to Davao, and it has to do with our passport. So, because we're going to eventually go to the U.S., visit my brother and my family. And say a prayer to my brother, please. He's not doing well. So, it's like, okay, and she has to get a QR code. And Mike was telling me, my friend Mike Serliner said that even to go where you're going, you're going to need their QR code. So you get in this one, but you can't get in this one. You got to get this one. It takes 2 weeks to get this one. So it took them 2 weeks to get this one. They were supposed to go back a while back. It actually took them less than 8 days, 9 days, something like that. Business days, not weekdays. So there you go. I don't have an answer to it, so I thought I'd do this video, let everyone know I don't know anything. I received quite a few emails this morning. I don't know, 70, 80, 90. And I'm staying in contact with a lot of people that are asking me these questions because, I don't know, it's not like I'm a source for it, but people ask if I've heard anything. I always try to keep my boots on the ground and to check things out, know what's going on and anything's happening. So that's the latest that I'm aware of this time. Thank you. God bless. Everybody have a good day.